So I think another issue is that people spend too much time arguing with criminals. The criminals need to be prosecuted. Okay, there's a reason why there's this rage bait culture and all this stuff. It's these criminals trying to get attention and trying to get away with it. Okay? So I know that you want to help people, you want to try to convince people, you want to help people understand, the consequences that they're facing for what they're doing. You want to tell them about the meaning of life and how they're contradictory and all this stuff. But we have to prosecute these people. We have to actually take legal action, do things that are going to actually take care of the problem. So I realize that a lot of this argumentation happens in settings where these people feel like they're not going to get in any legal trouble. So just ignore it if you can, okay? Don't spend all this time giving them attention, giving them a platform. Don't pay them any kind of ransom or anything when they're being intimidating. Don't cater to them if they start making demands to you and stuff like that. And you might feel like, oh man, I can't get this person prosecuted, I might as well try to argue with them because it seems like that's the only way that I could maybe take care of the problem. Okay, when they don't think that they're going to get in legal trouble, they tend to just keep on going to try to get attention and profit. So, if you can't prosecute them, okay, just just don't spend so much time giving them attention, arguing with them. Spend more time talking to like-minded people and just discussing how to take action against these criminal opponents. How can we get them prosecuted? Okay, they're over here being criminals. It seems like we can't enforce the law against them as it should be enforced. So, just talk to like-minded, law-abiding people. Try to figure out how to deal with these issues, okay? I think there's just too much argumentation going on that isn't going anywhere because these people are generally very stubborn and savage. These criminals, these Democrats and stuff. Well, a lot of the Democrats. So, just more focus on how to actually get these people arrested, okay? Less focus on the argumentation. So examples of crime, okay, you have incitement, okay, these people are typically involved in inciting crime. You have threats, okay, they typically make threats. You have stuff like promoting acts of terrorism, okay? You have stuff like obscenity, disorderly conduct, harassment, lewd and lascivious behavior, defamation, conspiracy. So there are a lot of ways to actually enforce the law against the things that these people are doing. They break the law a lot. So less focus on the argumentation, more focus on the prosecution, okay? Something that's actually going to take care of this criminal threat. Okay, actually have them locked away, punished, stuff like that. And yes, report stuff to their jobs if you can. Okay, notify the communities, stuff like that. They typically don't really give away that information. But, just do what you can do. Gather evidence. Make sure you're taking videos of things when it's happening. Gather evidence on your devices and stuff like that. When you get threats online and stuff, just gather the evidence. Try to identify the person. Things that could actually take care of the problem rather than just arguing with a stubborn person. In their stubborn communities. Actually having these people punished legally. And I recognize that there's corruption, in law enforcement, in the judicial system, that's going to, hinder you from actually enforcing the law like it's supposed to be enforced, from actually protecting yourself and your community. But definitely more emphasis on actually getting these people punished is what I would recommend. So just identify the crimes right away. When you encounter these people, identify it right away. Try to get them prosecuted. If you can't, just don't bother arguing with them so much. Just pretty much fall back on your own like-minded people. Try to discuss how to handle the situation. If you feel like your community is headed towards criminality and stuff, like find the like-minded allies. Try to figure out how to deal with the situation. Address the most influential, the most productive people to address first. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of stubborn, savage, or confused people out there that need to be dealt with law enforcement. And a lot of people try to get away with that kind of stuff. So really just focus on how are you going to, actually take care of the issue. The argumentation isn't really working from what I'm noticing. So we need law enforcement. We need different courses of action, okay? So just try to be wise about how you handle situations. I'm not saying don't ever try to argue with these people. Don't ever try to educate them and convince them and, or just try to work on them. But don't spend too much time doing that. Definitely try to get these criminals prosecuted and just try to be efficient in working towards productivity for society. Okay, the criminals, a lot of them try to waste your time, okay? They try to get you to waste your time arguing with them. They're knowing that they're going to maintain stubbornness. They're knowing that they're doing harm to somebody that is their opponent by wasting their time and stuff like that. And just be cautious about all this stuff and try to be efficient. They'll just grift for a long time and manipulate and just rage bait and all that stuff. So yeah, we really need to work on getting these people prosecuted. Is what I'm saying. It's just really not happening as it should.